Well, everyone, iOS 18.3.1 has been out for a little bit of time now, and it's so interesting because even though it's been out for a couple of weeks, it still is kind of in this situation where this particular version of software still has lots of bugs, it still has lots of issues, and we're kind of coming into this situation where, for the most part, people are still having lots of problems. Now, I will say iOS 18.3.1 is still getting better and better, and within this version of software, there are still going to be a lot of people who are getting a really good experience from this thing, and I really do love that. And personally for me, I think that's a really cool thing, but what's so interesting is that as soon as I set up my iPhone 16e, a brand new iPhone that's on iOS 18.3.1, I was already experiencing some kind of small issues. And this is when it comes down to just the app icons in general. I keep running into this problem, I don't know why, but essentially some of these app icons, when I change the colors and stuff, they don't change on time, they kind of change intermittently. It's really weird. Tinting the colors too is just kind of awkward, but it's so weird because that's a brand new iPhone. That's a device that literally just came out. So if that phone is already giving you some sort of problems like that, then that's going to be a very interesting thing that kind of goes on here. Like being able to go through and buy one of these types of phones that's going to be giving you these types of problems, that in and of itself, I think is a very interesting thing when it kind of comes down to it. So once again, I think that in and of itself, it is a very interesting thing, because if you're going to go through and buy a phone, like that is just a very interesting thing when it kind of comes down to it. Now, I would say on top of that, right, another very important thing to keep in mind here too, is that with something like an iPhone, 16e, for example, with it being on iOS 18.3.1, all the issues I'm experiencing here are going to be issues that other people are probably going to be experiencing on older iPhones as well. Some people are having more issues with their app icons not showing up. Another thing, people are saying that their microphone isn't necessarily working inside of iOS 18.3.1, which is another very interesting thing. And the biggest issue that I have with these versions of software is that Apple isn't really kind of telling us what they're fixing. They're just saying bug fixes and improvements. And then when you click onto their main page, then they go into a little bit more detail. But even then, that's not really like that big of a difference or that big of a detail that they're kind of doing here. And that's another thing where I feel like Apple could be kind of giving us a little bit more information and a little bit more details when it kind of comes down to, basically comes down to that as well. So overall, iOS 18.3.1 still has a lot of work to be done, and I'm excited to kind of see what ends up happening here for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.